Everyone, it's 13th of September, down the allotment, so I've just been having a bit of a tidy up and harvesting a few things. I've not been down for a couple of weeks, so I thought, well, I'll just try and upload a video directly from the camera because I'm still having some laptop issues. So it's been pretty hectic this last couple of weeks, trying to get on with bits and bobs and usual sort of thing that's been going on. So we'll have a quick look round and then I'll show you some bits of harvest. There's not much because it's getting that time of year now, but this thing's still growing. It's not all gone to pot yet. So I'll turn the camera on and we'll have a look. Right, so along here, the dwarf French beans. This variety here is called Prince. I'm going to come back probably tomorrow and pick them, so I'm running out of time now. But quite a few beans off this little strip here, and I've got them down here. Purple ones, which when you obviously eat, you cook them, they go green, which they're great for harvesting because you can see them. Finally, the end of the blueberries, because I went and stripped all the tiny ones off and give them to the birds. So the blueberries are finished now, finally. So I think that'll be the 17th one, but it's not as much in that. So I've had like 16 full ones and that, so they've been cracking this year, but they're going to get heavily pruned back, I think, come sort of December time. So we'll have a look around the rest of the plot. Over here, we've got all the brassicas, the broccoli. Starting to get some little hearts forming, little florets. So probably another 3-4 weeks, should start to see substantial getting near harvest time. I need to go in this bed and the other brassica beds and start clearing out some of the lower foliage, because obviously as you can see there's some yellow foliage, so I need to clear that out. It's just to save the slugs hiding underneath. This bed is what I planted up with some endives a few weeks ago. It's like a frizzy type. That's not sure which one it is, that one I found, but a little bit of rocket, some radish, that'll probably be ready in about a week. The Autumn King carrots, they've come up and they've been left alone. I have seen the odd little root fly knocking around, to be honest. So, well, it's one of the things. I used to get root fly here. I just need to decide, sort something out regarding carrots, have a good growing spot, because they've been pretty terrible this year. Here's a cauliflower. Obviously, this thing's been eating, so there is some sort of caterpillars getting through. They're hard to find actually. They're not the cabbage whites, they're just like pure green, so I don't know if they're off a moth or something. Just find an area that's been fairly chewed and there'll be one laying there on the leaf. So I think they were Sapporo or Sapporo. So that'll be another probably 6 weeks off yet. These are some black cabbage, can't remember the name of them offhand. Killerton maybe or something like that. But they're like a sort of a summer. They're a small heart cabbage, so they won't take long. And here we've got some greens that have gone mental, so I'm going to be harvesting some of them this week to give to Kane. I've still got some left in garden, to be honest, but they're just like, because I've sown some more to put in at home for the later season to feed Kane. Spring onions just not doing very well at all, not getting any light, but I'll harvest them next week. The January Kings, and then we've got some Tundra, so everything's doing all right there. I've had a bit of a tidy up. Weeded that bed where the sweet corn was, obviously that's out. Whether it makes it to YouTube or not, I don't know, because I've got to obviously sort out a laptop to edit it all. So I've got some bits of footage. I did a harvest of potatoes in the back garden in the pots, the Caledonia rolls, and they were pretty poor. So if I've got the footage for that, I'll put it up. If not, it was really poor. Just down to compost, I think. Being sort of a third, fourth hand compost. These are the, I can't remember what they're called now, these cabbage. Rigoletto. Standing great, massive hearts on them. So I'll probably take a couple of them next week. Beetroot, I don't know what it's doing yet. No beets on it. I say it has been suffering, a bit dry, but we've had a little bit of rain, so things are, perking up, obviously, because the weeds have proper gone for it. So I've sprayed weed killer all over my path. I thought I'm not going to start hoeing and picking these, so this time of year I'm just going to carefully went around, sprayed the perimeter of the fence just to keep all that down should I get round to doing the fence. I'm hoping to, but it's just a time factor and energy levels. I think that's about it really. So we'll look at a bit of an harvest. As I said, it's not much. A couple of courgettes I forgot to take last time. I've gone like humongous, so probably scare Kane waving them at him. So I might chop them up and use them. Made some sort of soup out of the last one. I've not tasted it yet. But beans and stuff like that. Peas were really poor. They got just hammered by mildew, so that's all I've got. But I'll just dry them out for seed. So, you know, if I could have got them in probably 3 or 4 weeks earlier and they weren't hit by the big dry spell, they'd have done all right, you know, along that netting there. But never mind, you know, it is what it is. You know, you've got to give it a go. You know, but I'm glad I put them beans in. You know, considering just growing dwarf French beans only next year, to be honest, because I mean the French climbing beans, the cobras are great, but you get absolutely stacks of them. You know, where if I can plant these, I can sort of successionally sow them and just get enough to keep going, and then freeze a few without having like a massive glut that you can't keep up with. Because it's actually been a struggle to keep on top of blanching things. But everything's doing all right down the plot. So I'll probably have a look around the back garden the next day or two and picking tomatoes, sourcing them down and whatnot. Started stringing in some of the onions. So it's beginning to sort of get the preparation, you know, gear to notch up ready for next year now. All in all, it's not been a bad sort of season. I've done all right, especially potato-wise out of the plot. Still got a few pots at home, which I don't know, they're sort of like just up from the patio area. They're just like mixture. They're really for seed potatoes. I have put some more in pots, some of the early Swift, sort of Christmas, but they usually get hit by blight and they don't do very well because it's like really spent compost. Peppers, they're doing all right, but you'll see all that. I'll do a little update from the garden of this next week. We've got a lot of bits and bobs to do this next week. But apart from that, thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time. See you now. Bye bye.